Right, so he was 2 years old. And I think everybody's dancing around certain things, but he was shot. And to your knowledge, if you know, where was everybody else?
I'm not sure.
So how did a 2-year-old pick up a gun and shoot themselves? You should be having a gun underneath a mattress. And then you have your son that's just been shot and you're thinking of hiding a gun in a refrigerator.
His 2-year-old son found the gun under the mattress and shot himself. His father was already on probation, and he had 3 weapons inside.
All right. The court is calling 2023 CR 9773W, State of Texas versus Fabian Lee Cardenas. Can I have parties announced for the record for the state?
Allie Jackson for the state.
Defense?
Sergio Ibarra for Mr. Cardenas.
All right. You entered a plea on October 26th to the offense of endangering a child. You pled guilty.
Yes, ma'am.
According to the plea bargaining agreement, punishment is be assessed at 2 years in the state jail facility, and the state is opposing your application. Have both parties had a chance to review the PSI report, state?
Yes, Your Honor.
Defense?
Yes, ma'am.
Any objections to the PSI report, state?
No, Your Honor.
Defense?
No, ma'am.
All right. Any witnesses, state?
The state, no, Your Honor.
Defense?
We do have witnesses, Your Honor.
All right. If you'll call your first witness.
Okay, I'm going to call Mr. Samantha Hernandez first, Your Honor.
All right. All right. Can you raise your right hand for me, please? Do you solemnly swear or affirm the testimony you give will be the truth and nothing but the truth, so help you God?
Yes.
You're going to need to speak up so the court reporter can hear.
Yes.
All right. You can lower your hand if you'll state your name for the record.
Samantha Justine Hernandez.
Are you able to hear her?
Samantha Justine Hernandez.
All right. Defense. All right. So everyone else in the courtroom, I'm going to need y'all to whisper. Defense.
You can speak higher. It's okay. So Samantha, how do you know Fabian Cardenas?
He's my baby dad.
And who is your child?
Kason Cardenas.
Okay. And how is Kason the child that was subject of this case that Fabian has pled on?
Yeah.
Okay. And do you live with Kason?
Yes, I do.
Okay. And are you his primary guardian?
Yes, I am.
Okay. And are you also primarily responsible for his health and well-being?
Yes, I am.
Okay. Now, in speaking about this particular case, have you had an opportunity? Well, please explain to the court, as far as this particular day goes, what happened as far as when you left Kason with Fabian? Where did you drop him off?
At his house. I dropped him at his house.
Okay. And like I said, if you can just be comfortable kind of speaking up a little bit, okay? And at the time, he did live with his mother, is that right, Fabian?
Yes.
Okay. And how were you informed that Kason had gotten injured?
His sister contacted me.
And as far as you know, what did Fabian do as soon as he was aware that Kason had been injured?
We were just trying to make things.
And did he go with him to the hospital?
He did.
Okay. And had Fabian expressed anything to you in terms of how this entire incident, what it meant to him and how important it was to him?
It was just as devastated as me, and he was very concerned about me.
And regarding Kason, how is he doing now?
Kason's doing good.
What about his injuries, his physical injuries?
They're good. He's healed and everything.
Okay. Now, there was a pre-sentence investigation report that was done. I think you had done something of an interview with them, right?
Mm-hmm.
In that report, you had talked about the fact that he had some trauma, that he had been afraid when he sees guns, things like that. Is that right?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Now, regarding that, how have you had a chance to kind of speak with Kason about this, figure out ways to help him? Okay. How do you think he's doing in regards to that?
He's very good.
Okay. A little bit about Fabian and Kason's relationship. How would you describe that to the judge?
They have a good relationship. Kason loves his dad.
Okay. And how do you feel that Fabian feels about Kason?
He loves Kason.
And regarding your relationship with Fabian, do you all have a good relationship?
We do.
Okay. Now, there are, one thing that I think is important to at least express to Judge Boyd here is what you feel, if anything, how this has affected Fabian going forward in life.
I feel like, he wants to make some changes and be better.
And in that, what are some examples of ways that you know of? Like, as far as, does he have goals that you guys have discussed? Does he have anything like that?
Yes, he's trying to get his studio and do like.
And one of the questions that I think almost everybody wants to know about this type of situation is, if Judge Boyd decides to place him on probation, how do you believe he will approach probation?
I feel like he would do good because he would make sure he does everything that has to be.
Okay. Do you feel that he takes it seriously?
Yeah.
Okay. Are you asking Judge Boyd to consider giving Fabian probation? Okay. I'll pass at this point, Your Honor.
State, any
Just a
questions?
few questions. How old is Kason currently? He's 3. And were you aware that Fabian had previously been on deferred for an unlawful carrying of a weapon as a misdemeanor? Okay. And were you aware that when this incident happened, he was on felony probation?
Yeah.
Were you aware that he had a gun in the house where you were dropping off Kason?
Mhm.
You weren't aware?
Mhm.
Pass the witness, Your Honor.
All right, any further questions?
Nothing further unless the court has questions, Judge.
No questions. Well, just one. How old was your son when this happened?
How old was he?
Yes.
2
All right, so he was 2 years old. And
years.
I think everybody's dancing around certain things, but he was shot with a gun. And is this the gun that he picked up, or is this the gun that somebody was playing with and he got shot? What happened?
He picked it.
And to your knowledge, if you know, where was everybody else?
I'm not sure.
So how did a 2-year-old pick up a gun and shoot themselves? Because there had to have been supervision, right?
Mhm.
So where were the other parties, if you know?
In housing, immersion.
All right. So has his father told you how a 2-year-old got a hold of a weapon to shoot himself?
Mhm.
Do you know if anybody was smoking marijuana in the house during that time that your son was there?
Mhm.
Has anybody informed you of that?
Mhm.
Has his father talked to you about what they were doing in the house?
Mhm.
So you don't know what was going on in the house.
Mhm.
And throughout this entire time, you never asked about what was going on at the house when your 2-year-old was shot.
Mm.
Okay. All right. Thank you. All right. Any other witnesses?
Yes, ma'am. I'm going to call Mr. Cardenas to.
All right. Can you raise your right hand for me, please? Do you solemnly swear or affirm the testimony you give will be the truth, and nothing but the truth, so help you God?
Yes, ma'am.
All right. You can lower your hand, state your name for the record.
Fabian Cardenas.
All right. Defense.
Thank you, Your Honor. Just to make sure that we're clear, you were placed on probation on a felony case, a felony evading case, before this incident happened, right?
Yes, sir.
Do you remember when you were placed? How soon before?
A month,
About a couple of weeks, or longer than a month, or less than a month?
less than a month.
Okay. When there were firearms in the house, right?
Yes, sir.
Okay. And regarding those firearms, did you do anything in order to get those firearms out of the house?
Yes. I tried to.
You can speak to Judge.
Yes, I tried to pay somewhere else while I was on probation, but there were guns. So they were all clean. Anyone I tried to like give them to, like, it's kind of a hard for someone like take guns for you, if that makes sense. Like I try to give them to like one of my uncles or something. Like, if you could hold these till I'm on probation, and that's just not something someone would like take like that. So I really had nowhere to place them at the time.
Because of that, though, you know, you're aware, and Judge Boyd is aware that sometimes you would have Kason over at your mom's house, right?
Yes, sir.
Okay. So just to describe for Judge Boyd, what was the living situation like?
I stayed in a back house at my mom's house, and I'll get casing like on the weekends or whenever my child's mother worked or I was working or something, or like I'll watch him and stuff.
So your mother's house is, you were living in the detached living area from the original, the main house?
Yes.
Okay. And were you the only person living in that detached house?
Yes.
Okay. Now, because you could not get rid of those, were you aware that that's something that you could have called either myself or even the court about help with? Were you aware at the time?
At the time, no, but now I fully understand. Like I really could have got help from you, from anyone. It's just I didn't think that I could like call on anyone to be like, hey, where could I place these guns, or like at the time. But now like I'm fully aware.
And since that time, have you continued to check in with probation since everything's happened?
Yes.
Okay. When Kaysen was shot, as far as the first time that you were made aware, where were you?
I was right there around him. I was in the kitchen.
Okay. And the shooting took place in the back room or in the back of the house? Where did it take place that you recall?
In the back house. It's like a studio.
Okay. And regarding where the guns were placed, or that gun was placed, where did you place it?
It was I remember we woke up. I had it under the mattress. It was under the mattress, and yeah, that's what it was.
What did you put it there?
I had it there because I didn't think he'll go inside the mattress and stuff. I was on the phone, turned around for like less than a couple seconds, and then I hear it.
Now, you said a couple of seconds. What did this situation teach you about the importance of gun safety, what children can get into? Please describe to Judge Boyd that.
It didn't really just teach me, it also like changed my whole life. I look at it all a lot more different, but it teach me for sure gun safety. Not that I'm even gonna be around guns, but how none of that mixes up.
When you found out that had been shot, what did you do next?
I grabbed him immediately. I started putting pressure on where it grazed him, and I told my sister to call the police, and then I went with him in the ambulance, and I went to the hospital.
Was it just you and him, aside from the emergency personnel? Was it just you and him in the ambulance?
Yes.
Okay. And when you got to the hospital, did you go anywhere else?
No.
Okay. Eventually, law enforcement showed up there. Is that right?
Yes.
Okay. And did you cooperate with them?
I think at the time I was so much stuff was going on. I was just worried about my son. I think I declined. No. I talked to him, but I was really.
Did you end up explaining to them the situation there at the hospital?
Yeah.
Okay. You had just been placed on probation for the evading case, and then this occurs. Now we're asking Judge Boyd to consider placing you on supervision. That way, you can do the things that she requires you to do. Now, after this had all happened, I know that it's just been a little while, but what do you have to say to Judge Boyd about how you will do under her requirements of you should she place you on probation?
Basically, it's been like more harder on me, like knowing that was the last memory I had with my son. That's probably the last memory he had with me so far, since I had like a no contact order. Been on house arrest ever since, and I just want to.
When you say it's hard on you, what's hard on you?
Knowing like the last memory I had with his last memory with me was like I'm just worried about him. The last memory he had with me is that. Other than like from that incident, I haven't even got to call him and see how. I know he always like asks for me and stuff. I know, but still
How does that make you feel?
heartbroken.
How do you feel about your son?
I love him to death.
But you know that your inability to that the fact that you didn't ask for help when maybe you could have, as you've talked about, like now you know that you can reach out to other people or try to get the court to help you or whatever. But you know that, and you talked about this in your pre-sentence investigation, but because you didn't ask for that help to get that done, he was injured. You're aware of that, right?
Yes. Take full responsibility.
And how important is that to you?
It's very important. I take full responsibility because that was a mistake on my end and it caused a big accident. I was just paid attention.
You had a rough childhood growing up, right?
Yes.
Now that's discussed in the pre-sentence investigation, but having lived that way, what kind of relationship and what kind of parent do you want to be to your son?
The opposite of what I had. I want to be there for him, and I just want to. I made mistakes in the past, but I just want to not like try to guide him the best way I can, other than what I grew up in.
Do you provide guidance to any other people in your family?
Yes.
Who?
My little brothers and sisters.
What parental figures do they have?
None, really, just me and my mom.
And where's your mom currently?
Right now, she's at home, but she's a single mother, so it's just her and my brothers and sisters. I help her a lot. Sisters. I'm the only father figure.
And has she had issues with the law, things like that?
Yes. Yes. I just want to ask if you could strongly consider giving me probation. I'm trying to go down the right track. I actually like trying to switch my life around. Like I made mistakes, but I don't think that should like define who I am, the type of person that I am.
Well, when you say something like that, though, because that can come off the wrong way. And you and I have talked about your life and things like that. Talk to the judge about the goals that you have. What do you want to actually do to do better?
Yeah, actually I was before I got on the monitor, I actually missed my appointment like the first week. I was getting my driver's license. I finished all my courses and stuff. I was getting my driver's license and I just was planning on finishing that. And
What kind of license?
my driver's license, then right, I was gonna enroll in CDL school to get my CDL license. And that's what I was planning on doing. For the meantime, I was working, but I'm gonna just be working for the meantime, and then while I'm getting my CDL license, right after I get my license, and then I just plan on doing better for my family, trying to be a better role model, change my life around, not being in the system, and setting the bad example for my brothers and sisters, my son, my family, because I'm really like the role model.
State?
Just a few questions. Mr. Cardenas, how old are you?
21.
You're 21. And how long have you owned firearms?
Probably since 2019.
Okay. So for a few years. Have you ever taken any gun safety course or anything like that?
Nah, I just go to the range.
Okay. But do you have kind of a basic understanding that guns should normally be stored away from where children can get to them?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. And knowing that you weren't supposed to have them because you are on probation, did it ever occur to you, knowing that you have a 2-year-old who would come and spend weekends, did it ever occur to you to get even just like a gun safety, like a gun lockbox or anything like that?
Yes, ma'am. I had I had 2 in the closet, usually where I have them. Then I have one next to me in case like someone tries to break in. So I have that under my mattress. And then, like I said, we just woke up and then my son was gonna go under the mattress. It was a mistake. Yes.
Okay, but you did have gun lock boxes.
No, I didn't.
Oh, you didn't, but you
No, I
had in the
didn't.
past.
No, I never really got.
Okay. Did it, and I know you had already said that it didn't occur to you that you could, call, your lawyer or anything, but did it ever occur to you just to contact a seller to like get rid of your guns entirely while you were on probation, or were you just more focused on having access, being able to get back to them?
Basically, that's what I was thinking. I was like, when I'm done with this probation, because I wanted to get them back, so I just needed someone to hold them for the meantime. Like I said, I just got on probation, and going up to like not going up to a random person, but going up to your like
slow down just a little bit, please.
like asking like a family or like anyone like, hey, could you hold these guns? Just kind of like random. So, and that's kind of like not a favor someone's like willing to just do for anyone.
And one more question. So, I mean, just because we've kind of skirted around, we know that Kason got shot. Where exactly was he injured?
He got grazed on his cheek and his ear.
How did you feel knowing that it very nearly could have been his death?
It devastated me. I'm just thankful that it could have ended up a lot worse.
No further questions, Your Honor.
Right. Any other questions?
Okay.
May I ask a question?
Yes.
So, where you kept the gun on the mattress, what size mattress is that? King, queen, twin? What is it?
Right before a queen.
All right, full?
Full.
All right,
Yes.
so you're saying you kept the gun underneath the mattress?
It's like not the mattress, it's like a foam thing.
Oh, so you kept it underneath the foam and not the mattress between the mattress. Do you have a box spring?
It's a big thick foam, and then there's a mattress. It was like a fold out couch.
Okay.
And then it had like a thin mattress, and then I had the thick foam memory foam.
All right, so why was a 38 in the refrigerator on the second shelf?
That's because at the time I had that in the closet, and then
But why is it being kept in the refrigerator on the second shelf?
I just threw it in there when the
What?
cops were coming.
All right, so you were trying to hide it?
Basically.
Well, I mean, it's not basically, it's
Yes,
either
ma'am.
you were trying to
Yes,
hide it or
ma'am.
not. So you put that on the second shelf of refrigerator after your son was shot.
Yes.
All right. And your siblings in the house, what are their ages?
They're in the front house.
Nope. And so the gun that you put in the refrigerator was another gun.
Yes, ma'am.
And that was in the back house where you were living.
Yes, ma'am.
So how many guns did you have in your home in the back?
30 total.
3 total. All right. So you have one gun that you say is being kept underneath the mattress. Is that the Micro Draco firearm?
No, that was the one that was under the mattress was a Glock 23.
All right. That's a Glock 23. I'm assuming no safety.
Yes, no safety.
All right. And then you have the one gun that's in the refrigerator on the second shelf.
Yes,
Where was the other gun, the third one?
in my closet.
Where in your closet?
It should have been like behind all my shoes and clothes.
All right. The TAP evaluation says that you've only smoked marijuana once in your lifetime, correct?
Yes.
Who did you have coming over to your house? Any other people? Just you and your son?
Yeah, just me and my son.
All right. So who's smoking marijuana in that back house? You or your son?
No one.
Well, this is what the police says. Police says, I entered the real location. That's where you stay, right?
Yes.
And began to search the location for further evidence. I immediately smelled the odor of marijuana. I knew the odor to be that of marijuana due to my training and experience. They said they were not able to locate marijuana in the residence. So you're saying there was no marijuana? Nobody ever smoked marijuana?
No.
And if you're drug tested today, what are the results going to be?
I passed it. I never had a problem with drugs. I don't do no drugs.
Mhm. All right. Any other questions?
Nothing further.
No, Your Honor.
All right. So I'll take a drug test
Yes, ma'am.
and then I'll make my decision.
Understood. Yes, ma'am.
Yes,
I
ma'am.
understand that you probably have regrets because your child could have been killed. But you're on deferred adjudication out of this court for evading. And I know that in your conditions of probation, because everybody who's on felony probation, you're not allowed to have guns,
Yes, ma'am.
period. So, and cause number 2023 CR 9773W, the court is not going to grant your application. The court will find you guilty, sentence you to 18 months in the state jail facility. This is run concurrent with cause number 2022 CR 11171. And there's to be no in-person contact with Kason Cardenas while in custody. So he can do phone calls. I'm sure she'll have phone calls or that type of situation. And I want to tell you, the reason why I'm doing that is because I don't think children should get used to seeing their parents in custody or seeing people they love in custody, because then they think it's normal activity to visit people in custody. But I don't want your contact with him to be severed. That's why there can always be phone calls. I know at the prison they do video calls as well. And then in cause number 2021 CR 11171, the court did take into consideration the fact that you tested negative. The range of punishment on that case for you is up to 10 years in the prison. But what I'm going to do is as previously stated, I found violation of condition number 1 true. I'm going to sentence you to 2 years in the prison, give you credit for any time served, and this will run concurrent with 2023 CR 9773W. And each cause number, I'm going to show you what's entitled Trial Court Certification of the Defendant's Rights to Appeal. Did you review those with your attorney? Did you understand them?
Yes, ma'am.
All right. And cause number 2022 CR 11171. This is not a plea bargain case. You do have the right to appeal, but that as it relates to the allegations in the motion, not the fact that you're on deferred adjudication. Do you understand?
Yes, ma'am.
All right, because that's felony conviction, you're not allowed to own or possess any weapons or ammunition. If you have a question over what a weapon or ammunition is, you'll need to speak to an attorney. Do you understand?
Yes, ma'am.
And then in cause number 2023 CR 9773W, I'm going to show you what's entitled Trial Court Certification of Defendant's Rights to Appeal. Did you review that one with your attorney? Did you understand it and sign it?
Yes, ma'am.
All right, because that is a plea bargain agreement, because I have followed your plea bargain agreement and actually given you something less than you bargained for, you do not have the court's permission to appeal. Because it's a felony conviction, you're not allowed to own or possess any weapons or ammunition. If you have a question over what a weapon or ammunition is, you'll need to speak to an attorney. Do you understand?
Yes, ma'am.
All right, we can go off the record. I want you to know I always listen to everything that's given to me. I always try to internalize everything. Your attorney did do a good argument for you and put on good testimony for you. But part of your problem is you're on deferred and you know you're not supposed to have any weapons at all. And it would have been easy to have those weapons, take them to a pawn shop, take them wherever. People take weapons to pawn shops all the time. The only caveat to taking a weapon to a pawn shop, which I've never done, but my understanding is you have to be able to show that that's your gun. And that pawn shop has to be a dealer or have their right certification for that. So it's pretty easy to do. But there is definitely no way you should be having a gun underneath a mattress. And then you have your son that's just been shot and you're thinking of hiding a gun in a refrigerator. That's not good.
Right.
All right. Good luck to you.
Thank you. Happy
You're
holidays.
You too.
A 2-year-old boy picked up a Glock 23 from under a mattress and shot himself in the face. His father, 21-year-old Fabian Cardenas, was already on felony probation for evading, meaning he was legally prohibited from owning any firearms. When police arrived, Cardenas didn't just have one gun, he had 3. He admitted to stashing one under the foam mattress with no safety and another inside the refrigerator on the second shelf to hide it from cops. The child's mother took the stand, asking Judge Boyd for leniency